Write the given system of equations in augmented form and solve it using the Gaussian elimination method. Now, I did some work on this before, and what I got were x equal 1, y equal 1, z equal 1. So they are all 1s. I'm going to ask you to pause the video, write the question down, and solve it and see if you get the same thing. Okay, have you got the same answers? Although what's important though are the steps, detailed working shown. That's what's important, and those are what you get marks for in exam. All right, make sure you understand what you are doing and why you do what you do when you work it out. Anyway, let's see how this goes. Augmented form. First of all, write it in ordinary matrix method or matrix form. You have 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. I'm right. I told you to write it in as ordinary matrix, and I'm writing it in augmented matrix. To be safe, and ensure you don't make any mistake. Write it as normal matrices first. 1, negative 1, negative 1. Equal a third matrix. This is negative 2, 6, 10, 2, 1, 6. Alright. You have x, y, z equal negative 1, 14, 9. Okay. Then you can skip out the xyz part when you write it as an augmented matrix. 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, 6, 10, 2, 1, 6. Vertical line, negative 1, 14, 9. Okay. There you go. Now, remember, you want to try to get a 0 in this position. What you could do, well, you don't have to worry about multiplying by anything because you already have equation. You already have rows 2 and 3 set up to give you a 0 right away. So if you consider row 2 plus row 3 gives you your new row 3, what you would have is this. Row 1 remains as it is. Row 2 also remains as it is. But when it comes to row 3, you add row 2 to row 3 to give you your new row 3. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 6 plus 1 is 7. 10 plus 6 is 16. 14 plus 9 is what? 23. Okay, good. You have your 0 there. See if you can get a 0 above that 0 now. I was thinking about multiplying row 1 by 2, but I realized I could divide row 2 by 2. Right, you work with smaller numbers. Row 2 divided by 2 will lead to your new row 2. So you have negative 1, negative 1. No, this is positive 1. Where did I get negative 1 from? This is 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. Then half of negative 2 is negative 1. And half of 6 is 3. Half of 10 is 5. Half of 14 is 7. Right. Now we have row 3 again. What we can do now, if we add row 1 and 2, we get a new row. We replace row 2 with it. So row 1 plus row 2 will give us our new row 2. And that will give us a 0 above that 0 we already have. So you have 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. Negative 1 that 1 plus negative 1, that's 0. Negative 1 plus 3, that's 2. Right? Negative 1 plus 5 is 4. Negative 1 plus 7 is 6. Okay. And then we have back our 0, 7, 16, 23. Guess what? We can half back row. No. It is row 2 and 3 that we're going to deal with. We're not going to trouble row 1. But we could half row 2, right? We could find half a row 2 with smaller numbers. So if we do that, we say, sometime instead of saying row 2 divided by 2, you could say half row 2, alright? We'll give you new row 2. So we have row 1 as 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1, alright? Half of this is 0, 1, 2, 3, okay? And then we have 0, 7, 16, 23. Now, we want a 0 where the 7 is. We want a 0 there. So, suppose we say row 2 times 7. Sometimes what you could say is 7 row 2. That's what I've seen them do it on a few websites. 7 row 2. Same thing as 7 times row 2. Or the same thing as row 2 multiplied by 7. That gives you your new row 2. So we're going to change row 2 alone. So we have back our row 1, 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. We have back our row 3, 0, 7, 16, 23. But here now, 7 times row 2, 7, 0, 0, 7, 1, 7, 7, 2 is 14, 7, 3 is 21. Okay, so there we have that. Then we could say row 3 has the bigger numbers, so if we have row 2 minus row 3, we're going to have some negative numbers. I prefer working with positive numbers. Less mistake, less confusion that way. So I say row 3 minus row 2 will give us one new row 3. So we'll have a 0. Another 0 in row 3, right? You have 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. You have 0, 7, 14, 21. Then, if we subtract, 0 minus 0 is 0. 7 minus 7 is 0. 16 minus 14 is 2. 23 minus 21 is 2. Okay. Oh, we run out of scrolling space, but anyway. We have 1, negative 1, negative 1, line, negative 1. What could do, you know? We could say, well, maybe we could just put the writing here. We could say 1/7 of row 2, or row 2 divided by 7 gives us our new row 2. So if we divide by 7, 0 over 7 is 0. 7 over 7 is 1, 14 over 7 is 2, 21 over 7 is 3. And row 3 divided by 2 gives us one new row 3. So we have 0, 0, 2 over 2 is 1, 2 over 2 is 1. Alright. Let's draw a line and continue here. It's a case now of rewriting in equation form now. So when we do that, we have x minus y minus z equal negative 1. Y plus 2z equals 3 and z equals 1. So we see that z equals 1. Substitute z equals 1 in equation 2. Y plus 2 equals 3. So y equals 3 minus 2 equals 1. Good. We get z is 1, y is 1. Substitute in equation 1 now. X minus 1 equals negative 1. So that will be x minus 2 equals negative 1. So x is negative 1 plus 2 equals 1. Good. So x is 1, y is 1, z is 1.